Definitely. So this is something that we're all kind of digging into as we really start to understand how these tools are pulling in relevant snippets. And I think that word snippets is kind of one of the most important takeaways, is that these tools are basically pulling in like short passages, or they're analyzing short passages from the page in order to look for a response to the question. And you can even see with Google's AI overviews, in many cases, they'll append the kind of block of text that they're pulling from directly into the URL. And when you click on that URL or click on Google, you'll be taken specifically to that block of text and be highlighted where they're actually pulling it from. So it's really essential to pay attention to what those snippets are. There's also some kind of new research in the space. There's a man named Dan Petrovic who does a lot of testing, and he's pulled in some data specifically from Gemini that shows that Google's AI overviews in AI mode are really looking at like an 160 character block of text to kind of look for the answer to that question. So it's really important to, if you're trying to target, an AI answer specifically, to look at what are those snippets that they're pulling in from your competitors, what are the facts and entities and everything that are mentioned in that answer, and can you kind of structure your own content to kind of match that or even be better than that. So like optimizing the key message within 160 characters, front load your strongest value proposition, like names and numbers and everything early in the headings. You want to have complete context-rich sentences that communicate the benefits of your brand. So even if it's truncated, the snippet still remains meaningful. Ramon spoke a lot about semantic and structural kind of HTML, but we're seeing that plays a big role as well, even sometimes like bolding the key entities or the key answer to the question. And then using like keyword-rich, customer-focused phrasing. So kind of like high-density, relevant keywords as close to the beginning to the snippet as possible. Thinking about writing in the second person when it makes sense to do so. So like your team, or these are the benefits that you'll get. And then we've talked about this a lot in the SEO space over the years, but kind of thinking about like natural language processing and using what we call like semantic triples. So basically subject, predicate, object, very clear sentences. So the man went to the store, like reducing ambiguity. That really seems to be rewarded in AI answers.